Show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The SmorgShow Radio Show.
Well. Hello, everybody. This is Chris, and this is the SmorgShow podcast, episode 95. We're getting up there. Recorded September 21st, 2018. And this is the Smorgasbord radio show that you've been hearing so much about. And I'm your host, Chris, and we have a special guest coming into the audience, coming into the studio tonight. Introduce yourself. Mystery Man.
Hello, everybody.
Who are you trying to be?
I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm just trying to be very weird, which I do very well.
Are you making fun of Baba?
Not really.
Okay. How are you? Who are you?
Well, only somebody that you've known way too long.
Mr. Jerry Malauskas is back in the studio. You've been on the last couple of episodes.
I'm in his ear.
Yeah, well, welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for inviting me.
This is going to be a great weekend.
I'd like to think so.
So it's been 5 months since we had our last episode, and it seems like it was just yesterday. But summer's gone. First day of fall is tomorrow.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'm just glad you're back. Jerry has been my friend for not quite 40 years, but probably 30, 36, 37, something like that. Oh man.
We met at,
I think we talked about this on the last episode. You met me with my new man sweatshirt, my designer sweatshirt, and then Rose Records.
Rose Records. I think it was 1982 because I think maybe I was buying the Bruce Springsteen Nebraska album, but whatever the case was, I know I was there. And you were there, and I think, look at this guy with the bright red sweatshirt and the big hair.
I was fashionable, and I did have big hair. Yes, I did.
It was twice the size of your face.
It really was. Anyway, for those of you who are just tuning in, for just discovering us, welcome. This is not what you really thought it was. But what is the Smorg Show? The Smorg Show is short for smorgasbord, which means a variety of things. We think of the German smorgasbord.
Oh, I thought that was more.
Well, it's more Swedish.
Yeah.
It's more Swedish.
It's a potpourri.
Potpourri. But I was thinking, you're right.
But not as smelly.
Yeah, you're right. Why was I thinking German? Well, probably because Oktoberfest is on my mind.
Jawohl.
Tonight kicks off 2018 Oktoberfest. Yes. I wish I was in Munich. So this is something that I wasn't able to do when I had the show with Allie when she was 11.
Oh.
Now that the Smorg Show has pretty much morphed into my own creation without concern about being family friendly, I can do Oktoberfest now with my good friend Jerry.
Prost.
Prost.
Let's get the clink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sehr gut. For those watching on the webcam, we're doing our show live on YouTube right now. We'll be available for rebroadcast on SmorgShow.com later, but I didn't promote the show at all, so there's going to be nobody out there tonight, which is pretty much the same as it was last time when I did promote it. Is this song going to be over soon?
I don't know.
I'm hoping. Oh, yeah, it is.
Well, look at it this way, Chris. As far as the viewer count, there is no gain, but then again, there is no loss.
For what? What are you talking about?
As far as you said, like nobody was like watching on YouTube because
Yeah. I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah,
I've already had a couple.
no gain, but no loss. So you're still batting 500 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So what I thought we would do tonight to kick this off is I was going to do an Oktoberfest trivia contest with you. Not really a contest because you're kind of up against yourself because I'm reading the questions and the answers. But I just wanted to see what I mean. You're a historian. You're a student of history, or at least have an interest in history.
People said I'm hysterical, but I don't know about historical.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to read you some questions. We need some mood music though. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some questions. I'm going to give you a multiple choice, four answers, and then you give me the answer. We'll see how it goes.
Sure.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, bring that down. Okay. So first question. Oktoberfest is a festival that originated in Munich, Germany. In which German state is Munich?
You're going to give me a multiple?
You probably don't even need the multiple choice.
But give it to me anyway, okay?
I don't know if I can pronounce it. Is it Hesse?
That's one of them, yeah.
Lower Saxony?
Okay.
Bavaria?
Yeah.
And Bremen?
Bavaria.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. If you're correct, you get the beer clinks. Okay? If you're incorrect, you'll find out. Okay. What was the occasion? Bring up the music just a little bit. Okay. What was the occasion celebrated at the first Oktoberfest? A wedding. B, good harvest. C, birth of heir to the King of Bavaria. Or D, military victory.
I think it was a wedding.
Okay. Number 3, who leads the Oktoberfest parade? A young girl. B, the brewmaster. C, the mayor of Munich. And D, King Harvest.
This one I probably will get wrong because I have if it were me, it would be A. But if I take a guess off the top of my head, I'd say maybe D.
King Harvest?
Yeah. Or is there's no such thing?
I don't think there was a King Harvest. I don't know. Maybe there was. This sounds too cheesy.
Yeah, well, but it's
maybe you should go with your first answer.
All right, A.
A young girl. Yes.
Well, they're smart there in Munich. Then I guess they got it right. Are they following the St. Pauli girl?
I hope. Yeah, maybe. Which brewer?
Gefertig.
Okay. Which brewer does not supply beer for the Oktoberfest? A, Paulaner? I don't know how to pronounce that. B, Lowenbrau. C, Hofbrau. And D, Pilsner Urquell. Urquell?
I would say the last one because that's a Czech beer.
You got it. I got that one wrong. I put Lowenbrau, but
that's because we think of the American version, but there was a German version centuries before.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that too until I heard Pilsner Urquell. I was like, oh, that's a Czech beer. They're not going to support.
All right, number 5. The modern Oktoberfest starts in October. True or false?
The modern one?
The modern one.
I would.
Well, the fact that I said today was the first day of Oktoberfest kind of gives the answer away.
Well, yeah, but I think it's always kind of started not in October. So
yeah, you're right. I don't know why they're saying that because I thought it was always
started in September.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was like, what's the point of doing Oktoberfest if you're starting in September?
Yeah,
but whatever.
So,
I would say. What was the question? What was the answer?
True or false?
True or false?
Well, the modern Oktoberfest starts in October.
False.
All right. Number 6, Oktoberfest is all about beer. What do the Germans call the people who overindulge and are seen passed out on the grounds? A, Leitenweizen. B, Ballenbatisch. Oh, no, Balabatisch. C, Van Wilken. And D, Beer Lichen.
You're liking, really?
Seriously.
God.
Beer Lichen.
This one I know. I'm pretty darn sure I'm going to get wrong, but I'm going to say A.
Leitenweichen?
Lichen
Weizen?
Yeah.
9.
That's all I could find for them. It was Beer Lichen. I liken the beer.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was thrown in there as a.
yeah, I know. So did I.
Okay.
Okay. Number 7, October. Oh, I need some more music here. Hold on a second. Okay. Oktoberfest is about eating as well as drinking. Which of these would you drink instead of eat at Oktoberfest?
Okay. Fair enough.
A. I can't pronounce these German words. Kaisenpatzel. Kaisenpatzel.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Can you spell it out?
K-A-S-E-P-A-T-Z-L-E.
Well, I know that Käse is actually cheese in German. So
Okay.
I know that. Okay.
Okay. B is Hendel.
Sounds like a composer.
C is Kelt.
Kelt.
Skelt.
Okay.
And D, sauerkraut.
This is another one I probably won't get right. The first two again.
Kaisenspatzel, Hendel, Skelt, and sauerkraut.
Skelt.
All right.
What is Skelt? I
I have no idea. Number 8. Approximately how many people attend Oktoberfest every year? A, 1 million. 2, 3 million. C, 500,000. And D, 6 million. $1 million, 3 million, 500,000, 6 million.
I'm going to go with 3 million.
9.
9 million? No, the answer was 6 million.
6 million?
6 million drunks. Okay. How do you pronounce that? Ambrusch Schelzenseltz.
Armbruch Schutzenselt.
Yeah, well, whatever that is a tent at Oktoberfest where an annual contest is held. What is the contest? A, climbing a greased pole. B, crossbow shooting. C, catching a greased pig. D, sausage eating.
I'm going to go with the pole.
9.
Oh, really?
Crossbow shooting.
Really?
Yeah.
I never would have gotten that
Yeah,
one.
no, me either. I put catching a greased pig. Okay, 10. Last one. What is the traditional German toast you will hear often at Oktoberfest? Skål, Nadzadrin, Salud, Prost.
Prost.
Oh, I just got some spew all over you. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Don't touch me.
Sorry. Oh,
Sehr gut.
okay. That was good. I guess I had another one here, but
Putting that in the circular file.
yeah.
This music's kind of getting me in the mood.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I
I'm looking
spent
for
a lot of time trying to pick this out.
some beer maiden with a low cut bustier Bavarian dress and big steins.
Yeah.
Of course, one could say she. No, I gotta keep it PG. I keep forgetting.
Nah, don't bother. This is after hours.
Oh yeah, well she's got some nice steins too. But anyway,
Yes.
whoa,
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. That was fun.
it was. Yeah.
So there'll be some hints of Oktoberfest sprinkled out throughout the episode tonight. But okay, I guess we can kill this for now. Okay, well, welcome back to the studio, Jerry. As I said before,
Right.
Excuse me. So where do we go from here? Boy, I just kind of brought everything to a screeching halt. I think I like the music. Let's just play the music and just do the show. Just
Well, It's a bit much. I mean, I
Yeah,
like to kind of
Yeah, I know.
concentrate on what I'm saying because otherwise I'll be thinking of drinking beer, and I already got beer right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Is it all right for us to broadcast? Oh, it's a podcast. We don't have to worry about. We can be drunk as we want on a podcast.
That's right. So last time we met, we were here in April, you and Dave and me. And actually, we're planning a big event tomorrow. And I don't know if we're going to air the event, air the show right away, back to back with this one. But we are recording tomorrow, first day of fall. Dave's coming out. Dave Jackson, my old partner from the Smorgasbord original radio show back from the 80s. Coming out tomorrow. And the three of us, Jerry, Dave, and I, will be going out to Sawiki Woods. We're going to be hiking, some guys in the woods. Dave says he wants to call it Guys in the Woods. Okay, it's like, okay, well, Dave, can you come up with some other, I was saying dudes in the woods, something.
Well, I don't know. You just say dudes in the woods, and that's good enough.
Dudes in the woods, I think.
You got the DS thing at the end. It kind of works. Don't worry. Don't overthink it. Guys in the woods. It does not conjure up very positive images. Dudes in the woods really doesn't either, but at least the dudes thing, it doesn't sound quite as scary.
Yes.
I was trying to pick the right adjective, and that's the best I could come up with.
Yeah, not too many things good come to mind when I think of guys in the woods.
Yeah.
What do guys do in the woods together? I don't know. We're
Mm.
going to find out tomorrow.
Yes.
So yeah.
I just want to say whatever it is, it's not wrong.
Nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong
Nothing
with
wrong
that.
with two guys, three guys, actually.
Three guys in the woods just walking around and looking at trees.
Well, see, my wife and daughter are away at a women's retreat, a leadership summit or something this weekend. So it's the guys here in the SmorgShow lounge. And tomorrow, Dave coming out, we're going to be going out to the woods and we're going to be doing some creative things, audio and video. We're going to get some video journals out there, or vlog or whatever. So it's going to be, we're finally going to be updating the website with some new material. It's been a long time since we put something really creative out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. Nice weather. It's finally gotten back into the low 70s, breezy, dry. It'll be nice. So Jerry came out tonight and staying over at the humble abode here, the SmorgShow studio. Jerry will be actually sleeping in the studio tonight.
Yes. Well, you know me, I love being around broadcasting equipment, recording equipment. It just gives me a nice warm feeling inside.
Yeah. Something about the lights, the control board lights, the glow.
Yes. And the microphones. I like the microphones a lot.
The stimulating hum.
Well, that's true too. That sort of
the oscillation,
a white noise that gets you into that beta state or whatever.
So Jerry and I have cracked open the Oktoberfest beer for tonight and the Bavarian pretzels, and I got some schnitzel later on, and who knows what else, spatzel. So last time we were here, we were talking a lot about technology. Last episode, a lot about I don't know, the stuff that's going on with Amazon and Facebook and Twitter, and it's just crazy. And since then, I was actually banned from Amazon. Now,
that sounds a little harsh. I mean, is that true?
Well, here's how it started. No, they were not. They didn't shut my account down in terms of like they had no problem with me buying stuff.
Oh, of course. They'll never. You'd have to do something unmentionable here that would keep them from making money off of you. They're going to keep you for money. I don't know what else they banned you from, but you'll definitely your account will go through.
Yeah, exactly. So one day I was on there and I was going to give a product review of something that I bought, and I typed it all up, gave it 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever it was, and I hit enter, and I got a message back saying, "You are no longer eligible to submit product reviews due to violating our community standards." Like, what did I do?
Well, you'll have to fill me in because I'm actually in the dark because I don't really know what you reviewed, how you reviewed it. I mean, so you got to give me a backstory on this.
Well, I wish I did. At this point in time, I had no idea what the backstory was because I was just going on there. I just bought some K-Cups, some coffee.
Oh, okay.
Just basic, any day product. And I was giving it actually a good review. I wasn't going to blast it. It was actually a decent product. And
you weren't buying Mein Kampf or anything. You tied in with the Oktoberfest.
No, yeah. No, nothing at all. It was an innocent, 24 pack of K-Cup coffees, and I was going to give it a good review.
Chai latte?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
It was some decaf. I have to admit it was decaf.
There you go.
The ticker.
There you go.
Like
there you go.
Yeah. But I had no idea what was going on. So I immediately called Amazon and I wanted to say, hey, sorry. So I started going through I wanted to see my old reviews because I was curious as to what I had said. And like, what happened? What did I post? And all my reviews are gone. And I had something like, I don't know, 75, 100 reviews I've been a customer for 20 years. I was one of their customers when they first starting selling books only. And I got my first book in the mail and I was like, wow, that was kind of cool. I ordered a book over the internet and I got it delivered. I didn't have to leave my house. 1999.
Yeah. Well, really? Because I remember you being probably the first one that ever hooked up the internet of all the click.
And I thank you for that, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
You gave me a $10 gift certificate because you were really generous back then in the old days for Tower Records.
I was extremely poor. Okay. You have to rub it in my face.
No, I'm sorry.
It
was a very generous gift. I mean, $10 back in 1993 went a long way. Okay. Let's just say that.
Okay. Well, for me, it certainly did.
So I went to Tower Records. I guess the money didn't really matter. The amount of money. It's kind of irrelevant to the story.
Tower Records, though. I mean, I just, not to get you off your point too much, but
yeah,
they're gone.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
Tower Records. Yeah. They were like the first ones that gave you the ability to sample a CD before you could buy it.
Yeah, which was really nice.
That was a nice edge at the time because it was different. Because before that, you bought an album for like the only song that you heard on the radio. You thought, I kind of like the song. I hope the album's as good. And it was like crap. And you were stuck with the album.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's true. And the thing that was also, we went to probably the same one, the one over on Lincoln, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep you from you got the gift certificate. You went to Tower Records. And
so I went there and I thought, I'm just going to look around, look for something to use the gift certificate for. And I went to this bookshelf and it said, the internet. I've been hearing about the internet. Now this is 1993 now.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, well, what's the internet? And there were like 2 books on the internet back then. And I happened to pick up the one that says how to get on the internet. And on the back of the book, there was a little floppy disk.
Floppy disk.
Floppy disk.
that gives you some sort of reference point there.
It's not quite as funny as 8-track, but it's kind of getting there. So I bought it and it was right in my price range, which happened to be about $10. Mm-hmm. So I got the book got home and I fired up the floppy disk and I got my setup and it talks about how to send email. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So I put the floppy disk in, I set it up and it prompted me through how to set up my first email account. And I don't remember what it was at the time, but I created my email account and it says, here's how you send an email. You type in an address. I don't know anybody who's got an email address. So I put my own name in there, my own email that I just set up, my own account. And I sent myself an email and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Now I know how Alexander Graham Bell felt like, it's like, had nobody to call. So who did he call to test it? So anyway, that was it. And, that was my first experience with the internet. And back then you could actually buy telephone book, internet phone books. It was sort of like, here are the directories. And back then it was like how to tap into a university or some laboratory with some archives. And
well, I mean, I think that was the internet before the internet became available to the rest of us. Those entities were actually sharing that information through this web that they had set up earlier. And then just started to, so now we're going to open it up to the rest of the public. Before that, it was just to the laboratories, research places, military.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that had access to it.
Going back to the early 70s, I think it started.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking pretty far back. It was a weird thing because I don't think it was an internet related thing, obviously, because I remember I was working many years ago. I think it was 89. I was working at Hickory Farms.
The cheese place, cheese
and sausage place. I mean, we won't find any of them in the mall. But there was one in the mall, a mall here in the area called Yorktown, and every night when you balance the drawer, you'd send the information to the home office. So
Mhm.
there was a web, at least, of all of the computers linked to the home office. So like, made so much silliness, or we had so, I don't even know what the heck I was doing back then. But anyway, I did that and I sent that information via that system.
Yeah.
So it was, in a sense, it wasn't really the internet,
You
but
didn't
it
call
was
it the internet at the time.
it
It was
could,
just
it
a
could.
network.
It was a network that was, because I mean, definitely there were computers that were linked in networks back then, but they were usually like within an office, or like, I guess in this situation, like a main office and then subsidiaries.
Yeah.
That's what you had. You did not have like, I can go on my phone now, and if I want to talk face to face with Chris, between our smartphones, yeah, but that was nothing like
Nothing
that.
like that. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I kind of got off the track there, but yeah, that was. Why did we started talking about my first
Internet thing.
internet experience? Well, because Amazon. My first experience buying
Yeah,
something online was
okay,
through
back
Amazon.
to Amazon.
So my customer records go back to 1999, and I all of a sudden find myself that all of my reviews are wiped out. So I have no idea why this is. So I called up Amazon, and of course, I get somebody with some accent that is so muddled. I have no idea what part of the world they're from, but they're trying to speak English, and I'm trying to tell them my story, and they said, "I'm sorry, I cannot do anything for you. That is the final decision." What?
Yeah,
You
well,
can't even tell me why I'm no longer able to submit reviews? And they said, "No, I cannot do anything for you." I said, "Well, can you send me to your supervisor?" So they transfer me to the supervisor, and I tell them the same story. "I don't know why I can't post my reviews. What did I do?" And then he started going down the list. "You violated community standards, and it is an irreversible decision." I said, "Well, who can reverse the decision? I have no idea what I did." I said, "I will take down your information and I will open a ticket." Okay, what was that going to do? "I will open a ticket. I will file the paperwork. We'll give you an answer within 7 to 10 days. Okay, so 7 to 10 days go by. I get an email. It's a form letter telling me I violated community standards, and they give me a link of all the community standards. And it goes down this whole list of, I might have accepted payment for positive reviews.
I don't think so.
No. And it's like all these things that I've never done before. So I sent out a really nasty note, and I said, "You know what? Just cancel my Prime membership, because I'm really going to damage Jeff Bezos with my withdrawal of my $12.99 a month."
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need this. And it's like, I really don't want to cancel, because like Amazon does offer the best prices. So I'm going to continue to shop there regardless. It got you by the short
Well,
hairs.
to tell you the truth, one of the reasons they can offer the best prices is because they treat their employees like crap.
Yeah.
You think Walmart's bad? Check out the way Amazon handles the people that work at their warehouses, drivers. Not good.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing. A week later, my privileges are reinstated. It's like, "We are so sorry for the inconvenience. Please accept our apology." So all of my reviews got
Reinstated.
They're all there. I'm able to repost. I have no idea what I did.
Well,
To this day, I still don't know why. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was an honest mistake.
a theory, my 2-bit theory that I have is that the way that they filter these things is through algorithms. They're looking for certain words or certain phrases or something that might, as the kids say today, triggering.
Yeah.
And that whatever you put in your review, there must have been a particular word or phrase that said, "Oh, that's it."
Maybe.
And you won't know what it is, and you still won't know what it is because they never told you what it was. And you went through all of the different points of the community standards, and you can't figure out what community standard you broke.
Right.
And since this is, again, my theory, I don't know, but it's as good as any, that basically you put a wrong word in there and they punished you for it, I guess.
Yeah. But I never really blasted any vendor. Typically, when I write reviews, it's usually for the positive. And most of the reviews are based on like all the equipment you see in here most likely came from Amazon somewhere. And what I like to do is part of the hobby of just enjoying equipment and is coaching other people to use it. And I kind of say, yeah, I bought this reverb unit. This is how I use it, and it's generally very good positive. If I'm ever going to have a bad review, I'm going to return the product before I'm going to blast the review. So everything was positive. Now, I do work for a market research company, so I don't know if anywhere along that they're able to figure out exactly where I'm from, and so therefore maybe because I'm prohibited, not prohibited. That's a strong word. I'm not eligible to take typical surveys, customer satisfaction surveys. If one of the qualifying questions is, do you work for a market research company?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want people that know the methodology of survey writing and how to answer questions to kind of, figure out how to answer questions based on.
They don't want you to skew the
results.
Yeah.
Exactly. So whenever they say, do you work for a market research company? I say, yes. They say, sorry, we don't, we've reached our sample. We no longer need any more people to, basically say, we don't need your comment. But I don't know. It's like, does Amazon know I work for a market research company? In general, probably not. But today, with all the way everything's connected, I wouldn't put it over them, and they might know that. Whether that had anything to do with why I was banned, but anyway,
I mean, I wouldn't throw that out there. I mean, that's as good a theory as what I just said. And I think the thing about it is that we're living in an ever more interconnected and, dare I say it, more monitored world now, because a lot of information that comes from places like Amazon, Facebook, what have you, if you don't think that information not only shared with other corporate entities and also shared with the government, you're highly naive. It is definitely something that is happening. So you're not you don't you no longer, if you ever did, maybe in the first years of the internet, you could have afford a certain a level of anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yes.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
For yourself. That doesn't exist anymore at all.
Right.
You are not anonymous to anyone. At some point, your information is going to get shared. Your information is it's a commodity.
It is.
It's a commodity to be not only to be, well, obviously shared, but also to be bought and sold. More importantly, bought and sold.
Mhm.
So I think one of the ways that Amazon makes money isn't just from you buying a bunch of K cups, whatever discounted price they're selling them to you. They're making money off of your buying habits and the things that you. I wouldn't be surprised if your reviews are part of it too. And they're going to sell them to other corporate entities. If some information is relevant to a government entity, they're going to sell it there too. And that's one of the ways they make their money.
That's right.
So anyway.
So I guess having said that, I think you said you had your own experience with potentially being not banned, but sort of hand slapped by, was it YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. Well,
what happened with your situation?
It's a video that I actually had on my channel for.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry. Pause it. Because it's 9:00 local time. I have the timer set up to turn off certain lights in here. I just noticed that all the lights went off. Here, hold on a second. Alexa, turn on main lights. Okay, we're back in business now. I just noticed that some lights went off. The lava lamps went off. I'm like, okay, we're back in business now. Sorry, go ahead.
I hope Alexa is going to start laughing at you for no reason.
Alexa, burp.
Believe it or not, there's no gas in the cloud.
Oh, she had a different answer. Alexa, burp.
Believe it or not, there's no gas in the cloud.
Okay.
What about the other thing you asked her to do earlier?
Oh, that's right. That's what I want to do. Alexa, fart. I get the. Oh, you can't hear it.
I don't know. It was pretty loud before. I'm surprised that all of a sudden.
Here we go. I'm sorry. My microphone's got the gate on there.
Okay.
Alexa, fart. There we go.
No gas in the cloud, my butt. Or gas in my butt, but that's another story. Right.
All right.
Back to YouTube.
Yeah, your YouTube.
So anyway, this was actually a video that I had on my channel. It was a mirror video. Now, mirror videos are basically you see a video on another channel, and you like it, and you thought, well, I'm going to add it to my playlist, or not playlist, because you can make playlists and they'll be part of your channel, and you just say, oh, I like this one, and I put it in this playlist. But no, this is actually something that you'll put as part of your videos. It'll be part of your video playlist for your channel. You know, stuff that you would basically be an upload. It would be your upload. But so what you do there is you take the video and the way I do is you download a computer, you make a video of it, and then you re-upload it to your channel. So you take it, put it on your computer, then re-upload it on your channel, and then but you should put in there that it's a mirror video. It's not one that you created yourself, which I did. You know, I figured try to follow the rules there. But this was a very critical video. It was a political video. It was a critical video, and it had to do with Muslim immigration going into Europe and the effect that it was having on not only the average European, but the whole cultural climate of Europe with the mass Muslim immigration.
Okay.
And the guy in the video is not one of those people that uses a lot of nice language and is very subtle, is actually very upfront in your face with what he talks about. He's an atheist. What's the word I'm looking for here? Commentator.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he already has a very dim view of religion in general. He's definitely not a fan of Islam.
Mhm.
So, but he talks about, again, not so much Islam, but the people that come to Europe as refugees or whatever that have the Islamic background and how they're not really integrating very well with Europe.
Mhm.
And like I said, the way he describes, especially young Muslim men, not very flattering. So, and now remember this video, and I know it's controversial, and I know that it could cause problems, but that had been on my channel for at least probably 3 years, 2 to 3 years, nothing about it. All of a sudden, I get a strike against my channel, and 3 strikes, and then you're not allowed.
And your channel gets shut down.
I think so, yeah. And
so, but I'm sorry, you might have said this, but I missed it. In order to put this video on your channel, what do you have to do? You have to.
Well, basically, you download to your computer first. So
you have to download it first.
Yeah, so it'd be in your own videos. I usually just put it like in my
playlist.
Not a playlist. I was trying to think it would be the best
favorites, likes.
Well, I think I probably downloaded it onto like my what at the time would have been iPhoto under the videos.
Oh.
And then it took that video, because then you can go and upload videos from your computer. This would have probably been from iPhoto photo videos or something like that. And then it would have taken it, and then you would, go into your little channel section and they'll hit upload, and you say, what video you want to upload? And I clicked on that one, which I had just.
Okay.
So that's how I did.
So it's almost as if it's treated as if it's your own video, because if you had to upload it, it's not like it's linked to somebody, because at that point, when you upload it, there's no linkage to the original source.
Right.
So it becomes your video.
Basically. And that's why I put in the thing they're saying it's mirror, because it's not technically my video, because it is from another source, another video creator. But because you're right, because I did upload it and I put it as my main channel. You know how if you go to a particular YouTube channel, that's like uploads. That means it's basically the stuff that's up, that's put out by the channel creator themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So the thing about it was a very it was very controversial. But I mean, it was stuff that he was saying in there in regards to kind of the culture clash that's going on and these sort of things that I kind of agreed with. I'm not big on his atheism stuff and all that, but this particular thing he was saying about kind of negative impact that this mass immigration has had, I agreed with what he was saying. So I thought it was important. So I put it on my channel. It's like, yeah, I backed this up as an upload for myself. So in some sense, he was speaking for me. So, and that, like you said, it is my video at that point. But several years, it was fine. Actually, going back to the, sorry. You said I was going to do
We were
that.
just talking about that before you came down here. Like, I'm not going to bump into the microphone.
Oh, yes, I said I was going to bump him.
Yeah.
I got to, there we go.
So just trying to cut this.
But no, I guess you're right, because I tended to blab too long. But the thing about it is that they said that it had violated community standards, not unlike your review for Amazon.
Yeah.
But I knew exactly what had happened.
You
there.
knew, yeah.
Yeah, there was no ambiguity about it. But and that wasn't my first strike. Actually, I had one years ago where I had a video where I was just me driving around somewhere in the dark, and I had this music playing in the background. It was a particular artist, and I think there was like a copyright strike saying, "Well, that's not your music. You can't do that." Blah blah blah. So
yeah,
and they pulled it. And then the other thing too is that if there is a problem with something that's on one of your playlists, well, obviously if it's from the original source and they went and struck them, then it's no longer in your playlist. It's like deleted.
Right.
So that doesn't affect you directly, but when you put it on your channel, it does.
Yep. Gotcha.
That's all I want to say.
So you weren't actually banned. You were just given a strike.
Yeah, it's like a warning.
Yeah, warning. So yeah, the social media police are out there. So
tell me about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of the heavy stuff on this episode. I've got something a little lighter here, something a little interesting. So a little bit of technology here. And, I had talked about this possibility happening 30 years ago. Remember we were talking about back then, the Rolling Stones were, like in their 40s, and we were thinking, these guys are old. Well, here we are. And I said somewhere along the way, I said, someday when the Rolling Stones die, they're going to still go on tour, and they're going to go on tour as holograms, and they're going to do a world tour. Everybody's going to go to a Rolling Stones concert, 50 years from now. Well, it's happening, but it's happening not with the Rolling Stones, but it's happening with Roy Orbison. So apparently Roy Orbison's son says he cried when he saw his late father hologram on stage. So let me play. So let's get the music here. Let's see if is this good? Okay. Sweet dream, baby. All right. So his son is Alex Orbison. He said he cried when he saw the image of his father performing on stage nearly 30 years after his passing. I was living with you when Roy Orbison died. It was like he had his big comeback. He had Traveling Wilburys, and then Jeff Lynne produced his first comeback album in like 20 years, which was number one. And like the day after it comes out, he dies.
Yeah, that's true. We have a little story related to that about us, because you actually. Oh, you don't want to go into that? That's fine.
Well,
hold that. We'll hold it.
Hold on to that. Let me just continue this. So, Roy Orbison, the iconic rock and roll crooner who provided the title inspiration for 1990's Pretty Woman, starring Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, passed away in December of 1988 at age 52 from a heart attack. And now the beloved 60s singer is being resurrected to hit the road once again through the magic of hologram technology. The estate-approved hologram tour kicked off in Europe earlier this year, and next month will begin a 28-date run across the U.S. and Canada. The shows pair the artist's hologram with live orchestration and newly recorded, digitally remastered arrangements of his classics. Orbison, 43, his son, told Fox News the likeness is so uncanny he quickly became emotional when he saw it, especially after he witnessed other families bonding over the songs he grew up listening to. For the first show, I was holding my breath and wanted everything to be perfect, he said. When people started clapping at the end of Only the Lonely and going into crying, I started seeing these tender family moments. And then another couple. You could tell the couple, it was their favorite song because their hands floated up and they held each other's hands as the song went on. And then they gave each other this look. That part of it touched me. I just started crying because being so proud of what my dad accomplished in his songs and that incredible voice. And the fact that people were seeing it in real time, it was overwhelming. Orbison is aware that some fans of his father's will be hesitant to catch some of the new performances, alleging it's morbid or simply not the same. However, Orbison said the tour was carefully created to ensure it honored the late star's lasting legacy in music. Let's see what else I got to say about this. Brian Becker, Bass Hologram CEO, told Fox News he worked with the Orbison family to ensure that Orbison's likeness and movements were accurately portrayed. So I actually caught a YouTube video, and you can actually see him. He looked like he was plucked out of that black and white concert that he did with all the like Springsteen and Tom Waits and Elvis Costello, that concert video. It looked like it was like this black and white silhouette of this guy, of Roy Orbison's, up there with other musicians. It was like pretty creepy.
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so. I guess I would be more one of those that would call it morbid. I don't know. I mean, to see maybe a concert video from back then, like the one you're just talking about, that's fine. Of course, they say you copied his movements. It's like, he didn't really move a lot on stage. So that shouldn't have been that difficult to do, actually.
Yeah.
But just going back to what I was saying before,
Yeah.
our little story about when we lived in an apartment together and, he had died and all that. I remember you had left a note saying, Lefty Wilbury died, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Lefty Wilbury, yeah.
That's what's his name.
That's Traveling Wilbury name.
And then I wrote on the other side, that, who cares? Because that's how a sensitive guy I was back
you were
then.
very sensitive back then in your 20s.
Yeah, a real jerk.
Yeah. So we've been talking quite a bit. And so I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go into, and maybe I should just do a little transition here. I think
I'm
yes, we're going to go refill our beer while we turn over this next segment to Mr. Baba Ganesh, phoning it in once again.
Hello, everybody. This is Baba Ganesh. And I am coming to you live from my Dropbox. Today, we are going to go back and do something that we used to do a long time ago on the early shows. And we haven't done it in quite a number of years, but I thought it might be good to go back and dig into Baba's famous ancient folk tales. Oh, these go back hundreds and hundreds of years, and this has been passed down generation to generation in the Baba household. And I'm coming to you with a couple of my favorites. This first one is for the kiddies out there, and it's called The Mongoose and the Farmer's Wife. One day, a farmer and his wife were blessed with a son. They decided to get a mongoose as a companion for him. A few months later, the couple had to go out, leaving their son at home. While the wife was worried about leaving the baby alone, the farmer assured her that the mongoose would look after him while they were away. The farmer's wife returned earlier than their husband and found that the mongoose mouth was stained with blood. She immediately accused the animal of killing her child and, in a fit of rage, threw a heavy box at the mongoose. She then rushed in to check on her son, but what she found was a dead snake lying in the room while her baby was safe and sound. Seeing this, the farmer's wife realized that the mongoose had actually saved her son's life. Realizing her mistake, she went out to see if the animal was all right. But it was too late, and the mongoose had breathed its last. She was absolutely heartbroken and reproached herself for her actions. So the moral, kiddies, is that acting in haste can have dire consequences. Good night, little kiddies. Okay, now this one is for the adults. A middle-aged man had 2 wives, one about the same age as him, and the other much, much younger. Since the wives quarreled a lot, the man built 2 houses for each of them in different parts of town. They came to a mutual agreement that the man would stay with each. They came to a mutual agreement that the man would stay with each of them on alternate days. Whenever he stayed with the younger wife, she plucked out his gray hair, as she wanted her husband to look younger. When he stayed with his older wife, she plucked out all his dark hair, as she didn't want him to look any younger than herself. As a result, the poor man ended up without a single hair on his head. And that is all I have for Baba's Folk Tales. Thank you so very much.
All right. Well, you never know what you're going to get.
No, that's true.
Well, I was expecting a little bit more that time, but maybe Bobby's losing it a little. I'm going to jump around here a little bit. I'm going to go into here. Entertain me.
Excuse me. Yeah.
We're going to go into the Wayback Machine. I've got a couple of classic SmorgShow rewind bits. Should bring you back some years. This is going back to our early 80s shows. I have 2. They're relatively short. So let me kick this off with, let's do this one first.
Chris. Who's
Oh,
this?
all right.
David Amos.
Stop. All right. Try this one here.
It's Saturday night, and it's 10 o'clock. In a campaign for the betterment of radio, this station is once again prepared to air another Smorgasbord show. The following program is not designed for a listener with a grade point average of over 2.8. This show may insult the intelligence of the regular listener and may bruise the ego of the occasional passerby. The hosts of the Smorgasbord show, not in order of their importance, are Chris Parquet, Jeff Baran, Pete McCain, Bubba Ganesh, Rudy the Child, and Dave Jackson. So this show is for you who didn't go out tonight and spent the evening with WDGC, Downers Grove.
This one's for you, wherever you are. I still wanna walk without you, Jerry Malauskas.
Is that 1 S or 2?
Malauskas with 2 S's at the end.
Shut up, Dave.
I hear that a lot lately. Okay.
Shut Dave.
Rendering the microphone useless. Man, tonight is the show for technical problems, and it's all my fault, too. Okay.
I'm glad it's yours.
Because you know what happens when I engineer the show? Well, I think so much about engineering that I forget about anything to say. Tonight I can't do either. So, forget it, Jerry.
Sure.
Jerry's Lithuanian, and I am 25% Lithuanian. How long is this going?
I'm any Lithuanian.
Jerry, you're basically Italian, right?
Yeah.
How much?
About 50%.
50. I'm a quarter Italian,
Really?
quarter Lithuanian. Yeah.
This is like Pink Floyd. It's the whole album side, Dave.
Oh, that's what you're right, Chris.
Jerry's into Pink Floyd. A good time because Roger Waters on Thursday. He's starting to get into it. He's buying all my doubles and triples and quadruples of Dark Side of the Moon. I have 6 copies of Dark Side of the Moon at home.
Yeah, why?
for the posters, right?
Right. I love
Every time somebody returns an album, a Pink Floyd album at work, I always take out the posters and return it to the record companies.
Hey, Chris, the one I bought off you has a poster.
Because I want the poster.
Got a phone call.
Yeah. What's with you tonight, Jerry?
Get rid of the music.
Due to mature subject matter,
Aw.
parental discretion is advised
Why
on the
this?
following program. This program deals
Jerry
with
tries to
explicit
show
human
off with
relations
this every week.
and should not be heard by persons who may be offended by it.
That's how we got kicked off the air last time with Chris doing that. We used to do our burps. We used to burp every time somebody would get a wrong answer. But now, cue that later. I'm sorry, I'm talking technical too. We're not supposed to do that. So we used to have the burp, but now we just use this. It's a little less offensive, and the general manager doesn't get upset.
Jerry likes it too. Okay, let's open up Jerry's mail.
So Jerry gets a letter here, and it's addressed to attention, Jerry Malauskas, 2 S's at the end there, from someone who loves, needs, and desires you, Jerry Malauskas. On the back says, I love you and want you, Jerry Malauskas. So you can read what's inside.
No.
This is seems like the same girl that wrote you last time.
Chris, do you want to read this? I'm too shy.
No, give him the microphone. Let him read it.
Hey, do it, man. Do it up.
Read ahead just slightly, just in case there's something coming up. Don't say. I don't know what's in there.
It sounds very conceited. Me reading somebody else, a love letter for myself. It sounds very conceited.
Dave, why don't you do it then?
All right.
Yeah, come on.
You need a light.
Anyways, you have.
You gonna keep that on?
Oh, we don't want the guy though. Where's the girl who does it?
She's crying. Actually, she's not doing anything. But sounds like something else. But she's crying.
Yeah, Chris wants the girl in the shower tape.
No, I want the girl by herself.
Where? Which one is that? I forgot. Let me put it in here. Okay, there we go. This should be good. Yeah. Now, wasn't it worth the wait?
Okay. Dave had the controls.
Jerry, I was a little angry that you didn't read my last letter in its entirety on the air. So if you don't read this completely through, I'll be crushed. And will refuse to express my deep feelings that I have for you. I listen to your show every Wednesday. The times, what's this? The time I heard my letter read on the radio, I vowed to myself, if you don't read my future letters completely, I'll start writing letters to my second and third heartthrobs, Chris and Dave.
Really?
But Chris and Dave don't have that certain something that you do. We don't have red hair. Jerry, I want and desire you. I wish I could help
Wait,
you
want and desire mean
celebrate
the same
your
thing.
birthday with you.
But want and desire mean the same thing.
Oh, Jerry, put the other ones on. Come on.
Keep going.
I lost my place. Jerry, I want and desire you. I wish I could help you. I know I'm reading from Underbed already. Celebrate your birthday with you. God, just think of it now. Ugh. The ecstasy.
Ugh, the
I can just picture your. Okay.
It's not ugh.
You can.
Oh, ugh. Is that no? It's ugh.
That's what I'd say after
It's like
the night with Jerry. Ugh.
Okay, we can't read that. Jerry, I have to meet you. I have to fulfill my fantasy. Now you have no idea what you do to me. Please meet me. Okay, we can't read this where to meet you, but you'd better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna be
Buy
there.
the sex.
Yeah, buy the saxophone.
No, that's not sex. It's payphone.
Oh, by the saxophone. No, payphone. Okay. Meet me by the saxophone. Okay. You'd better be worth my while, you sex god. We can edit that out later. I don't. Oh, great. Now he's stealing from Monty Python. Get a real joke, Dave.
Dave.
What's this? Something all the way. I drove all the way out to Bolingbrook to mail this. I didn't have a stamp. I love you, Jerry.
Oh. What does it say?
On the front, it says, do you know what? Okay, we can't read that.
Oversexed people.
Well, he said it. Do on their birthdays? Yes,
Jerry
I thought you did. Have a happy day. Love somebody. We don't know who this is.
Does that sign anything?
But it's a special rendezvous.
Yeah,
happening here.
We won't read the rendezvous point. So that's it, Jerry. Happy birthday. You can leave now.
At least it's clean, so we could read it over there.
Okay.
That was for your 19th birthday.
Oh, God.
1984. Going back in the Wayback Machine there.
Yeah, a little too far back for my taste. But
I don't know. I just dug that up thinking that you were out here, and I thought, well, let's find something from your.
I could be wrong about this, but I think I actually did follow up on that letter and actually went to the rendezvous point. Of course, I was young and dumb and didn't know that at the time that was a fake letter. You know,
Was it? I don't even remember who sent that.
I know for a while there was this. No, I don't know if I can. No, this was a scenario I think where they had said you meet me here at a certain time and I'll meet and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually did do that. I think it was in front of a Walgreens or something.
Really?
Yeah.
So there were actually instructions there of where to meet.
Yeah.
But how did you arrange it for like the time? There's nobody there. Was nobody there to meet you?
I think there must have been a time already there or something. I don't know, but I stayed.
We had a lot of creepers in our audience.
Well, you remember Judy Huff?
Judy Huff, yeah.
Yeah, she was like the Devo fan and all that.
Yeah. Judy and Mary Huff, her sister.
Yeah.
They're Facebook friends of mine, believe it or not.
Okay.
They found me.
That's
30 years later.
Another reason why I quit Facebook.
Yes. You know, they like to visit cemeteries.
Somehow.
They have pictures of like weird headstones and comments like strange headstone sayings. They like to visit like midnight cemetery bashes.
Well,
we had creepy audience members, but yeah,
why am I not surprised?
We used to get a lot of innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say through letters, but they were like in the ransom note format where they would cut letters out of magazines and paste them all together into it's like, you know, I want to whatever, and we would get these things every week, and our general manager would just deliver the mail to us, and he didn't open it, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But we would get this stuff. I still have some of them. Yeah, creepy. Speaking of creepy, I have one more thing here to play for you. So back in the day, my girlfriend at the time and her best friend, came to do, we thought it would be kind of cool to turn the show over to them for the night. So I just kind of stayed in the background. I did the tech, you know, ran the show, but she and her girlfriend, the names are Audrey, and her friend was Shelly. Oh no, was it Shelly or Danae? I don't remember. She had two friends. Whoever the girlfriend was who did the show with her, they decided to do a Dateline thing. People would call in and would be hitting on them, and we thought it would be a good show. Well, there happened to be a guy in his 40s who called in, and it was my dad.
Oh.
So I'd like to play this one. This one almost got us thrown off the radio. Fortunately, Fred Moore, our general manager, did not hear this at the time, but let me play this and we'll come back and I'll tell you how I remembered this ending, but this is kind of fun.
So WDDC 16 minutes after 11 o'clock. And we've been taking several calls during that song, and we've got another person that's interested in Dateline, I'm sorry. And we're going to go to those phone lines, and I don't know. Let's do it. Hello? You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Oh, you're there.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening to your Dateline, and I'm very, very interested in one of the girls at the studio.
Which girl are you interested in?
Shelly.
Shelly?
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit about you first.
We need a description.
A description?
Yeah.
Well,
how tall are you and what? How much do you
okay,
weigh?
I'm 6 foot tall. I weigh 185 pounds.
You sound like a real man. Yeah.
I like to think so. I work out a lot. I'm a 42-33. 16-inch biceps.
No more.
No more.
What color eyes?
Green. Actually, they're blue in the right light.
How does that happen?
I'm sorry?
It's like a whole prism thing?
Yeah, well, it depends on the mood I'm in. I mean, if I'm in a real romantic
Like a mood ring?
Yeah, right, exactly.
What color hair?
Dark brown.
Dark brown.
Just
How old
going
are you?
Well, that may be a problem. I'm a little old.
How old is
Actually,
Kelly likes older men.
Chronologically, I'm old, but in my mind, I'm still a youngster.
Jailbait.
I'm 43.
Jailbait.
Oh, it's only jailbait if you get caught.
You could be her father, you know.
Well, that's possible. We could talk about that. I don't. Is Shelley there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Is
here.
she going to talk to me at all, or?
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Oh, okay. Shelley, I love your voice.
Thanks. You don't have a bad one either.
Really, you sound terrific. I bet you're a lot of fun.
Thanks.
You think you could be interested in an older man, at least for a night?
We'll have to talk about it later. It's possible.
Pardon me?
Said it's possible.
That it's possible. Well, that's, at least there's hope there.
Yeah.
What kind of a guy do you like?
He's got to be romantic and a lot of fun.
I mean, all the flowers and that whole shtick, or
Yeah. Rich. Gotta have a lot of money.
how about a lot of debt?
Well,
Is that qualified?
That's rich potential.
Very good. Thank you. I have a promoter there.
That's right.
No commission for you. So, aren't you supposed to ask me questions or something?
are you cute?
Well, I think I'm average looking. Some women think I'm cute.
Uh-huh.
I think it depends on the mood they're in.
Do you have any kids?
No kids, but I do have a teenage son.
Oh. Okay.
You consider yourself a kid?
Sometimes.
Well then, if you're a kid, he's a kid.
Okay.
How old are you?
17.
17. You've ever had an experience with an older man?
My dad.
No, not that kind of an experience. Have you ever had a fantasy about an older man?
Uh-huh, yeah, lots of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me about it?
Not over the phone or here.
One of us is going to be arrested. Well, let's see. How could we go about meeting?
Well, she's here at the station. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from home right now. I have a nice fire going in my bedroom.
Ugh.
The water bed is warm.
Is it a fireplace or is it just a fire?
Very good.
Well,
No, it's in the fireplace.
oh, okay, that's good. Well, I heard somebody back in the background there laughing.
Oh, it's
Is
just
that-
a friend of mine.
Oh, you've got somebody there now, huh?
Yes, I have someone for Audrey.
Oh, for Audrey.
So what does he look like?
Well, he's cool. He's tall.
Uh-huh.
He's fairly handsome if you look at him the right way.
With
He
a
has
blindfold,
sandy brown hair.
Uh-huh.
He's about 6 foot tall. He's a little trimmer than I am. Of course, he's a little younger.
Mm-hmm.
And,
How old is he?
He is 20.
Oh.
Well, you're more interested in this. I'm hurt.
We're interested in you.
Oh, okay. Well, so listen. So what's the next thing then? I've only heard part of this dateline, and I don't understand how you get together after you decide you're interested.
Well, we'll get your address later and
Okay.
phone number, and we'll call you.
Sounds. Oh, I've heard that one. Don't call me. I'll call you.
No.
Don't forget, I'm old enough to know this one. There's a lot of giggling going on over there. So this is it, right?
Apparently, you're really causing a stir here.
Oh,
in the
who's
station.
this, Jeff?
Yeah.
I'm causing a stir.
Well, there's a lot of people coming here now all of a sudden.
As long as they don't have badges.
Yeah. No, we're not on past 12 yet, so the police won't be here yet.
Oh, you have to sign off soon, don't you?
No, we still got plenty of time.
Okay, well, I guess we've carried this far enough, haven't we?
Okay.
I'm definitely interested in pursuing this if there's a way to do this.
Okay, we'll get together sometime.
Hello? Oh, here's my friend.
Hey, what are you trying to pick up teenage girls again? He's always trying to pick up teenage girls. What's the deal here?
How many times have I told you not to get on the phone when I'm on the phone?
I'm sorry. Is there I bet there's some teenage girl on the other end of the line, right?
Yes.
I swear this guy, all he ever does, you should have seen the 13-year-old yesterday. Oh. Stay away from him.
Okay, we got to go.
Well, I guess we'll put you on hold and talk to you while we play this song.
Okay.
All right, thanks for calling.
Sure.
Hold on. DDC Downers Grove, 24 minutes after 11 o'clock. And we'll be here till 12. We won't be here till 12:30. Yeah, we're going to sign off a little early. Okay, bye.
Oh man, I haven't heard that in 35 years.
And luckily, Fred Moore never heard that.
I'm thinking about sending it to him. What can he do to me now?
Yeah, that's true. I think he couldn't do anything.
Oh,
Your dad was scarily convincing.
wasn't he? That was freakish. And they didn't know that it was my dad. That's the key thing there.
Oh,
that was totally spontaneous. I knew it was because obviously I knew his voice and I played along with it. But about 3/4 of the way into that clip, you can hear a bunch of voices in the background in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a bunch of people, staff members of the radio station, not Fred Moore, but like my peers. So other, 17-year-olds, Marty Udicious. I don't remember the other guys' names, but basically they came in there saying, "You can't let this guy go on like this. This is pornography." It's like, first of all, dude, it's radio. It's
and
not pornography.
It's not pornography. I mean, it's a bit racy, I'll admit that, but it's not pornography.
I'm going to tell Mr. Moore on Monday about this. I was like, okay, fine. This is all set up. This is my dad. Okay. You back off. It was a joke. But for the casual listener, like, whoa, this 43-year-old's trying to hit on a 17-year-old girl. This is pretty risque. This is a high school radio station back then.
Right. Well, actually, the sad thing is something like that is definitely probably already happened. Probably today somewhere.
Yeah. Well, by today's standards.
Oh, yeah. Well, I say by today's standards, it's probably nothing. But yeah, that was, I'll give it to you, man. That was pretty racy. That's probably one of your racier episodes.
I think so. I dug that up from the archives.
Yeah, no, that's that was entertaining and that just creepy enough.
Yes,
but not too creepy.
Yeah, I think the last time when we did this, the last episode when I dug up something from the past, it was the Get a Life episode of the Gynecologist to the Stars. That was up there too. Yeah, that was up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were. I guess thinking back on it, you have to kind of put yourself back in the day and think, okay, I'm a high school student. I'm 16. I'm 17. And I'm doing this on a radio station that's supposed to be, family friendly and, you got to tone it down. And this is the kind of stuff we played back then. And that's what made us like
a pariah. No,
yeah. We had that relationship with our general manager where there was sort of a respect, a boundary that we had for him and he had for us, but you
always got it real close.
Yes. And sometimes we went over and there were times that I pushed it and I got suspended.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the one time had nothing to do with anything you did on the air. It was actually something you did before you got on the air. It was
parked the car in the grass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was, of all the things, I mean, the stuff that you did do on the air.
I never got banned for that. Although the acid flashback that we did got us actually reprimanded big time.
Yeah. Though I have to say, I do remember that one and it was awesome.
Which one?
The acid flashback.
You like that?
Oh yeah. Because how long, from what reel to reel to what, how long was that? Did you go halfway across the studio to get that?
No, if I remember correctly, we had this wall rack of 2 reel-to-reel tape decks.
Right.
And we would use one reel-to-reel as a recording source. And then we had the second reel-to-reel deck, which is a playback source.
Mm-hmm.
So every reel-to-reel deck, you've got 2 reels and the tape, goes between the 2 reels through the recording heads.
Mm-hmm.
And records or plays back depending on what mode you're in. But we use the recording. We put one reel on the recording mode and we stretched it. And the second reel was over on the second machine as a playback. So you're recording on one and you're playing back on the second. And there's probably a 6 to 7 second delay in between.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we used this as a delay machine, a delay system, so that we could take phone calls and record ourselves, and if somebody swore, we could stop the tape before it reached the playback head. I don't know if anybody out there is even picturing this. I could picture it in my head, but because I'm a techie, I could get it.
Well, also you're of a certain age. I think anybody who's under 30 would have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they would know. It's like reel to reel,
what's
8-track, whatever.
What's a reel to reel?
But where was I going with this? Oh, because we were able to then use it as you record it, you play it back, and record it again, and you play it back. So you have this endless loop.
Mhm.
You say something, and then it plays it back. And it was just annoying. And now just it's hard to demonstrate. I can't do it now, but
You have an effect that's something like that, right?
yeah. Technically, if I were to go on YouTube right now and play our video back, we would
Mhm.
hear it.
Yeah, I noticed that. When you were
Yeah,
doing-
but I won't do that. So anyway, so since we're talking tech, we're going to go into our next bit here. Jeffrey Gleason is here for his tech talk.
Why does he have German music?
I don't know. I'm just doing these transitions just to keep the theme, the thread going through the episode.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Okay. Okay, let's just go into Jeffrey. Well, yes. No, Jeffrey. Here we go. Jeffrey Gleason on the SmorgShow podcast.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Gleason, and this is Jeffrey Gleason Tech Talk. Well, welcome back, everybody. Last time we got together, I was telling you all about computers and how to get online and how to work a computer mouse. Today, we're going to take a little different approach. I went into listener mail. I got some mail after we talked last that people wanted to know the answers to their questions. Now, I picked one out of the batch randomly, and this one is about web ads. And the question is, Jeffrey, why are ads following me around on the web? And at first, I didn't know what this person was talking about. But then I gave it some thought, and then I realized, yes, I know what this person is talking about. Well, if you've ever spent more than just a few minutes on the computer and online, you've probably run into advertisements from marketing companies, places of business, and they go everywhere with you online. But the really creepy thing is, why is it that it knows that I was on one website and I was searching for a particular topic, like camping equipment, or let's say I need to shop for mayonnaise, and I went online and I looked up mayonnaise, and then I go onto another website and I see an ad pop up for mayonnaise, and I'm like, how do they know that I'm shopping for mayonnaise? This is just crazy. Well, first of all, it's important to understand that most ads exist online simply to keep the lights on. In other words, if you're visiting a website and you see an ad, that ad is generating revenue for that website that it's appearing on, which in turn pays for the costs of hosting the site online, paying the people who write, the content for that website, and any associated costs with running the particular website. But it is a little creepy. People find it annoying, intrusive, and they really don't want them all together, but there's really no way around it. So here's a scenario. Let's say you search for something on Google. You went over to Amazon and you wanted to look up the price for something, and then you go over to Facebook and wow, the ad is there. Why is that happening? Well, this is called behavioral retargeting, also known as ad remarketing. And it's a very clever process by which advertisers keep track of their customers' browsing habits, and then they use those to lure users back to their sites after they've left. How does this work? Well, basically, the website implements a bit of a code. Let's call it a pixel within their site, which in turn gives a tracking code to new and returning visitors. And this piece of tracking code is known as a cookie. Yes, I thought so too. Doesn't that sound exciting? I want a cookie. But no, it's not that kind of a cookie. It gives the website the ability to track a user's browsing habits, figure out what they're looking at, and then follow them to another site where the ad showing you what you just looked at will show up there. The ad not only displays what you were looking at, but it could also offer you a discount. And once you click on that ad, you're instantly returned to the site where you could buy your item now at a lower price. Isn't that wonderful? Well, some people don't like this. So there's a couple of ways you can get around this. First, you can get an ad blocker. This prevents ads from showing up on the websites, and then when you put the ad blocker on, and you won't see it anymore. It's a little software application that blocks the websites from sending you the ads. You could also go incognito. Some website browsers give you an incognito or private browsing window, and that won't store any cookies when you're online. So there's different ways to do that. Internet Explorer or Firefox has one way. Google Chrome has another way to do it. And then Firefox. Oh, I talked about Firefox. It's also called Mozilla. Now, some people say Mozilla, and that's not right. It's Mozilla. And they all have different ways of doing it. And then finally, you could also turn off your cookies. But some websites won't let you go back there unless you turn on your cookies. So that's really not very fair. And then you could probably do some opting out of ads on Google. There's a way to do that. But we don't have enough time to go into this. But I just wanted to tell you that if you're freaked out online by ads following you around, you're not alone. I'm freaked out too. This is Jeffrey Gleason, and this is Jeffrey Gleason Tech Talk.
Thank you, Jeffrey, our tech guy, our resident tech guy. He's under contract.
All I want to say, if anybody is going to turn on my cookies, it's going to be me.
That's right.
Nobody else is going to turn on my cookies.
No.
They're my cookies.
Your cookies.
I'm going to turn them on.
That's right. Well, we're coming up on our almost an hour and a half here. So I think we're going to wrap this up. I had another bit, but I think we're going to save this for the next episode. But hey, man, Jerry, thanks for coming out, man. J-Man.
No problem, eh?
Yeah, this is a good time. Let's just This is the Smorgasbord Radio Show, and I'm Chris with Jerry. And it's been a good time. If you want to check us out more on some of what stuff we've done online, you can check out SmorgShow.com. Please call us at 312-95-SMORG. Yes, we are still supporting the bill for that phone number that I bought almost 10 years ago. I'm not giving it up, because once you lose it, that's it. Somebody else has got Smorg forever, and I can't get it back. So I'm paying the bill even though nobody's calling it. And that's it. Feedback at SmorgShow.com if you like to use the old-fashioned email method to get a hold of us. Yeah.
What, did you say that last part again? I totally zonked out.
What's that? Oh, if you want to email us.
Oh, that's old-fashioned now?
I don't email anymore.
Oh.
Except to you, when you send me those videos.
I thought we IM'd each other when we did that.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
All right.
Now, Jerry sends me these. Sometimes, like, I won't hear from Jerry for like 3 months, and then I'll get like 40 YouTube video links. It takes me like 3 days to get through them.
I know.
Like, oh, Jerry's back.
we know where he's been.
Yeah.
He didn't really go anywhere.
All right, well, I'm just going to let the music fade out, and we'll be back very soon because we've got a creative burst again. We'll see you soon on the Smorg Show.
Goodbye.
Smorg.